Hello, I am Russell Miller. This is my interview with my mom, who is a pediatric dentist. So, hello. I guess I'll start off the interview with, who are you?
My name is Marielena Murillo, and I am a pediatric dentist, and I practice in a group practice in Salinas. And I've been practicing for 23 years.
Awesome. So, I think you kind of explained what you do for work, but I hear you're a pediatric dentist. Can you explain more about that?
Well, a pediatric dentist is basically a general dentist for children. We go to dental school. That's what we call going to, the university. And when we graduate from dental school, we are general dentists. And at that point, you can pursue some specialty or not to further your education. So in my case, I chose to pursue educating myself into specializing for children only. And that's an additional 2 years after completing dental school.
How did you hear about pediatric dentistry? What made you decide to become one?
When I was in dental school, there was a program. I am from Nicaragua, and there was a specific program. It was like a club called Latin American Dental Students, and the intention of the group was to have camaraderie with the few Hispanic students who were in the school. But we also sponsored a program on Saturdays at the Venice Clinic. This is UCLA, and in Venice. And I became an organizer for the group, and it was geared towards treating children. And that was a big experience for me because we didn't have an opportunity to really treat children at the university level when we were in dental school. It was limited. And so that became my exposure. So my initial interest was because they were Hispanic children, because more than anything, because they were Hispanic, and then they happened to be children. And I just really enjoyed treating kids because I've always felt that kids are pure in their behavior and feelings. So when they come to you, a lot of people are scared of going to the dentist, and it's not a pleasant experience, or they've had bad experiences and so on. And children are at face value. Either they're scared or they're happy, or they're having a bad day and they're, not having it for that day. I mean, they're just at face value. And what we do is general dentistry for children. And I just enjoy the work. The other thing, to be honest, that I liked about treating children only is that the procedures are simple, and you can get something accomplished at the end of the visit. With general dentistry, some procedures take longer, they're more complex, more complicated. And honestly, children even when they have a lot of cavities, they have a cleaner mouth than adults. That's my opinion. So I like that.
Fair enough. What is the most difficult part about your job?
There's a lot of difficult aspects. One of them that comes to mind is when you have a small child with severe multiple cavities. Not an easy thing to treat, and difficult for the child and for the parent also. That's one thing that comes to mind. The second thing is that, unlike any other part of dentistry, when you're treating children only, you are dealing with a third party. You're not dealing just with the patient and communicating directly with the patient, but the third person is the parent. And sometimes that could be advantageous, but sometimes it cannot. So those are two tough areas, I would say, that can be challenging.
Nice. What is the most rewarding part about your job?
Knowing that you help somebody. Especially, like I said, I see a lot of decay in my practice, and having the ability to provide a service that can mean someone is out of pain, it's an immensely satisfactory. It gives you a good feeling, especially when they're happy with what you did and they're appreciative. Is the best thing in the world. It really is.
If you could redo your education, what would you choose?
Well, when I was 18 years old, I had started medical school in Nicaragua, and I did one semester, and then we have to immigrate to this country, which is a beautiful country. I've had tremendous opportunities here, but once I got here, I didn't go to college for 2 years. Took me a while to learn English and get my bearings and figure out what I was going to do. And once I started, I really was not excited about the way medicine was practiced here. In my limited knowledge at that point, I just felt that I've had a good experience with dentistry because our dentist was my mom's cousin in Nicaragua, and I went with dentistry instead. I never even continued to pursue medicine. But had I picked something else to do with as a living or to study, I would have gone to medicine as I had before. Probably pediatrics.
What is one piece of advice you would give to someone interested in pediatric dentistry?
Oh boy. I'd say, and I would say this in general for anybody giving thought to their career, or what they're going to do, or how they're going to educate themselves. Do what you like. Don't get into anything because somebody told you to do it, because your parents told you to do it, or peer pressure, or because you're just enamored of how the image you think is going to be, because at the end of the day, work is work. And if you're going to be investing any effort in educating yourself, never mind the money that it costs to educate yourself or your parents' money, make sure it's something you like. So I'm still in touch. I have a dear friend who is now, he's a sports medicine doctor in New Jersey, and he started dentistry because his parents told him to. And he didn't even finish his first year. Believe it or not, he couldn't stand the sound of the drill. And he wanted to do medicine, so he quit in first year of dental school, and he pursued getting into medical school, and eventually he did. So unhappiness comes from going against your grain. So don't do pediatric dentistry, especially because it sounds popular or it sounds whatever it sounds. Do it because you've had some experience that is positive and that stays with you, even though it requires effort and work. So, and that's true for anything you pick to do. Do what you like. Do what you like, because work will always have its moments when it will challenge you and it will be difficult to do and you will question yourself, but then you'll fall back on the fact that you love what you do. So that's my advice. Like, take the time to really research and investigate. Is this really what I like? Is this what I would like to pursue? Is this something that I feel comfortable doing? You have to invest that time in yourself because you don't want to be disappointed at the end. So,
well, thank you for that wonderful piece of advice.
You're welcome, Russell.
Are there anything else you would like to add before the interview closes?
No, I think this is pretty cool because I think that for your audience, young people like yourself, You have to know what makes you tick, but you only know when you try it. So it's always good to try different things. Don't say no to opportunities of experiencing different things. And like you're asking me about what I do for a living and how I did it and so on. I think all adults like to talk about that. And so knock on all those doors. Whatever you think that you're interested in, it's okay to go and knock and ask. And people will be happy to talk to you and tell them how they took their road and what obstacles or not, or what came easy to them or not. The more you ask, the more you'll know, the more you know what's out there. So this is exciting time for you because it's time to do that research. It's time to look into things and see what piques your interest and what will get you excited in the morning. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.